Have you ever noticed how loud your life has become? Not just the traffic, not just the endless notifications on your phone, but the noise inside your own mind, the arguments you rehearse that never happen, the regrets you replay as if reliving them will change what's already gone, the imagined conversations, the self-doubt, the constant hunger for validation. You wake up and before you even breathe, you reach for a screen, seeking, scrolling, consuming. But in those rare moments when the world goes quiet, when no one is calling your name, when no one is asking you to prove anything, what do you hear? For many, the silence is unbearable because silence has a way of showing you exactly who you are, and most of us are terrified of meeting ourselves. Thousands of years ago, the philosopher Plato described a group of people chained inside a cave, watching shadows dance on the wall. They thought those shadows were reality because they had never turned around to see the fire or stepped outside to face the sun. Our shadows today are different. They are the endless feeds, the curated images, the artificial highlights of other people's lives. We mistake them for truth. We stare at the shadows, comparing ourselves, fearing we are not enough. And the moment the shadows disappear, when the screen turns black, when silence comes, we are forced to confront a harder question. Who am I without the noise? Nietzsche once warned that the greatest form of poverty is not hunger, not homelessness, but having no purpose. And perhaps that is why silence frightens us. Because when the noise fades, so does the illusion. You see the emptiness of your distractions. You feel the weight of wasted hours, and you realize life is slipping through your fingers, grain by grain, while you look the other way. Ask yourself honestly, how much of your life has been spent waiting for the right moment to begin? Waiting until you feel ready? Waiting until someone notices your talent? Waiting until the fear disappears? But waiting is another form of dying, because every moment you wait, the clock keeps moving, and the silence keeps whispering, you are running out of time. Let me tell you a story. There was once a young man who feared failure so deeply that he refused to act. He would dream of becoming an artist but never picked up the brush. He wanted to speak but never raised his voice. He wanted to love but never confessed his heart. He thought to himself, if I do nothing, I cannot fail. Years passed. His friends built families, careers, and stories of their own. And one night, as he sat alone in a quiet room, he realized that silence had swallowed his life. He had avoided failure, yes, but he had also avoided living. And what he feared most had already happened. His life had become a monument to nothing. We think silence is empty, but it's full of questions we try to ignore. Am I living or just existing? Am I chasing dreams that belong to me or ones society handed me? Am I more afraid of failing or of never trying at all? The psychologist Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The noise keeps your unconscious hidden, but silence exposes it. It shows you what you've been avoiding, the apology you need to make, the dream you buried out of fear, the truth that your life is not heading where you hoped it would. It is no wonder we fill our lives with distractions. They are easier to face than the silence. But here is the paradox. Silence, the very thing we avoid, is the key to transformation. Think of the seed buried underground. It is not in the sun, it is not admired, it is not celebrated. It sits in silence and in darkness. And yet, that is where growth begins. Think of the monk who withdraws from the noise of the city, not because he hates the world, but because he knows the world is too loud to hear his soul. Think of Bonhoeffer writing from a prison cell, deprived of freedom, yet discovering a depth of courage and faith that noise could never have taught him. It is in silence that you begin to see clearly. And what you see may unsettle you, but it will also set you free. Let me share with you an uncomfortable truth. Most people are terrified of becoming themselves. It is easier to live as a shadow, as a copy, as an echo of someone else's life. Because becoming yourself requires the courage to stand alone, to walk against the crowd, to risk being misunderstood. But the irony is this: the life you secretly long for, the life you envy in others, the life you think you will never have, it already lives within you. It has been waiting quietly for you to listen. The question is, will you? Imagine this. You turn off the noise for a moment. No music, no notifications, no background chatter, just silence. At first, it feels strange, uncomfortable, but then something shifts. You hear your own breathing, you hear your own heartbeat, and beneath that, you hear a faint voice you had forgotten, the voice of your true self. It does not shout, it does not beg, it whispers. And if you lean in, if you dare to listen, it will tell you what you have always known but tried to forget, that you are stronger than your fear, that you are wasting more time than you can afford, that the life you dream of will not come to you. You must walk toward it. Machiavelli once said, "The great majority of mankind are satisfied with appearances as though they were realities." But what about you? Are you satisfied with the shadows? Or do you dare to turn around, to face the fire, to step outside the cave? Because the truth is, silence will never lie to you. Noise can flatter you. Noise can distract you. Noise can lull you into forgetting who you are. But silence, it will strip you bare and show you what you must change. So I ask you, what is the silence trying to tell you right now? Maybe it's whispering that you've been delaying for too long. Maybe it's reminding you of the love you've been too afraid to express. Maybe it's telling you to walk away from the path that is slowly killing your spirit. Maybe it's urging you to finally start, to write that first word, to paint that first stroke, to take that first step. Whatever it is, stop running from it. Stop drowning it in noise. Sit with it. Listen. Because silence is not your enemy. It is your teacher. One day, sooner than you think, your life will fall silent forever. And on that day, the noise you chased will mean nothing. Your possessions, your comparisons, your endless distractions, none of them will remain. Only one question will echo in that final silence. Did you live as yourself, or did you spend your life as an echo of others? The choice is yours, and it begins now. Do not fear the silence. Step into it. Listen to it. Let it transform you. Because when silence speaks, if you dare to listen, it will awaken you to the life you were always meant to live.